That's why it's called Things to Do in Denver When You're Dead, because Denver, they're painting it as a purgatory for gangsters. Hello and welcome to the Minnelli Studio Entertainment channel. I am Jack, your host, and today I will be reviewing a film for you, Things to Do in Denver When You're Dead, starring Andy Garcia. Things to Do in Denver When You're Dead, when it was first released, was kind of pushed to the back because everyone thought it was just a Tarantinoesque film. Me, myself, found out about this film because of it being Tarantino-esque. I was listening to a podcast with Joe Quesada, who used to be editor-in-chief of Marvel Comics, but he was also an artist, so it was him drawing with a bunch of other artists. I don't remember who else. But a question was asked in their chat was, what is your favorite Tarantino-esque film? And Quesada said, Things to Do in Denver When You're Dead. So I first sought out this film wanting something like a Tarantino film. Looking at it like, oh yeah, this is Tarantino. This was inspired by Tarantino, no question. And now this is my second time watching it, and I still have those feelings, but I don't think that's what the filmmaker's intentions were. I watched the commentary with the filmmaker and the screenwriter, and this came out during Pulp Fiction being released during like the Cannes Film Festival. So it like won Cannes, and they're making their film. They do have a stuff in common that it's both Miramax, so definitely the Weinsteins were thinking about, oh, this is like that Tarantino guy's films. So let's do that, because I don't remember. Yeah, Tarantino had to be with the Miramax by that time. I think they already saved the film or whatever. But this second time around, yes, there's still Tarantino-esque stuff, but I don't think it is just a Tarantino-esque film. I think this film can stand up all by its own some because it's amazing. This film is amazing. Is it an epic? No, but it is a neo-noir classic. Came out in 1995, so it has beautiful looking cinematography, beautiful colors. Like, there's something about that 90s style. If you look at this, Get Shorty, which was, absolutely inspired by, being made by Tarantino, who later adapts an Elwood letter. I'm not talking about Tarantino now, but I love that mid-90s style, That mid-90s style is pretty amazing. Probably my favorite looking films of that era, for genre pieces at least. And Things to Do in Denver When You're Dead is right there. I want to first start talking about the screenplay by Scott Rosenberg. What Rosenberg does is absolutely amazing. He creates his own language with his aging gangsters. I'll get to the story in a second. But he creates a language, a vocabulary for his gangsters that is almost foreign. You may have to put your subtitles on when you're watching, because you may not understand what's going on. Why are they saying it? What does it mean? You have to wait. You have to wait to see what it's about. They'll tell you. They'll tell you what the words mean, but you have to wait. You have to be patient. So what is this film about? Well, this film is about Andy Garcia, right here, the man, Jimmy the Saint. And he is out of the gang business. And kind of so is everybody in Denver. That's why it's called Things to Do in Denver When You're Dead, because Denver, they're painting it as a purgatory for gangsters. They're just waiting to die. Like Jimmy the Saint used to be the bee's knees, but now he's just some guy. Well, he's not just some guy, but he's supposed to be a civilian now that has mob connections. But that's everybody, right? Everyone we meet has some type of mob connection. Jimmy and his gangs used to be the best. Ruthless characters. Some are still pretty ruthless, but a lot of people are reformed. They went to jail. They have parole officers. They went to therapy in prison. Like, it is definitely after the party. Like, a whole movie has happened prior to this that we don't know of. And yeah, I love that. I love that aspect of the film. That purgatoriness of it. That metaphor. The name, things to do in Dead when you're dead, kind of long, but I just love the metaphor behind it. But so, talking about the dead, Andy Garcia's character, Jimmy the Saint, open a video business for people who are about to die, so they can answer questions, record questions and answers before they die. It's for their loved ones. So say if they ask them, hey, tell me, a kid is like, I want to know about girls, so his dad tells him, about girls, and that comes in later on in the overarching. But the business isn't making that much money. He took a loan from this gangster who really took a loan from the man with the plan, who is played by Mr. Christopher Walken, who does, I don't want to say a career-defining role, but almost everything Christopher Walken did at one time was just absolutely Kino. And he plays the man with the plan, who is this big, big, big gangster from back in the day, but he's the richest of all, and he got shot. So from the neck down, he's paralyzed, and he only moves through a straw. He can move around in his wheelchair, but he forces Jimmy to do a job for him, which is his son. He's kind of dim-witted and may do some naughty things with children. So he's like, hey, Jimmy the Saint, I want you to scare my son's old girlfriend's new boyfriend into breaking up or leaving her so she will go back to him. Yeah, a man with a plan doesn't really have a great idea of a plan, but Jimmy does it anyway. He gets his own crew, and let's just say it doesn't go well. I don't want to spoil the whole film, but it doesn't go well, and they have to live with it afterwards, if you catch my drift. At the same time, Jimmy the Saint here is, having this love affair with this woman, and he loves her, and he finally feels like he has something to live for, but he's going to lose it. He can't stay with her. So, let it be. I love the world of this film, of Things to Do in Dead when You're Dead. I love the world. When I say this, it's not an insult. It feels like a comic book world. This doesn't feel like our reality. We got Jimmy the Saint. We got Critical Bill. We got the man with the plan. We got franchise. All these characters have essentially superhero names. And it's not like saying Goodfellas where, you got, Jimmy Two Times, like, where they have nicknames. Like, these are not nicknames. These are their names, right? These are who these people are. It seems bigger than life. And again, I love the world. I was also wondering while watching this film about its inspirations, because anytime I watch something, especially after like the 70s, where it is made by mostly people who are film fans, like, what was the inspirations of this film? And watching it, I was getting a hardcore Scorsese vibe from it, strictly with Jimmy the Saint here, with the film Mean Streets, with Charlie and that character, who's also played by Harvey Keitel, who's like he was gonna be a priest, or he went to preschool but decided not to, very much like Jimmy the Saint, and he's blessing people left and right, and people are joking about it. And it's more cynical, I believe. Like they're just making fun of him, while this is very serious. Oh, it's Jimmy the Saint, it's Jimmy the Saint, Jimmy's blessing them. But also with the bar they hang out with, it's always red, just like the bar in Mean Streets. It's always red with this neon glow. With beautiful stuff. I don't know if it's inspired, but maybe they just think red's beautiful. It is, but I digress. Also with Jimmy the Saint and the Robert De Niro from Heat, kind of same vibe. Can you drop everything when you feel heat around the corner? His heat is other gangsters, not Al Pacino. But can Jimmy drop his new girlfriend to go on the run, or will he stay just to be with her? That's a big question in the film. This I watched this in 4K Ultra HD by Kino Lorber, and it was beautiful, absolutely gorgeous. I didn't put in the Blu-ray, but I'm sure it's beautiful. Not as beautiful, but pretty beautiful. And I watched the first commentary with the director and screenwriter, and it had a lot of great insight. I loved it. I watched it in the same day. That's how much I love this film. I basically watched it twice in the same day. And there's another commentary and a bunch of interviews, but this film is a hidden gem. It is pretty hidden. I don't see so many people talking about it. That's one reason why I want to make this video. I want people talking about things to do in Denver when you're dead. It's a great film. If you like Tarantino, you'll probably like this. If you like crime films, you'll probably like this. If you like Andy Garcia, you'll probably like this. I know I haven't talked too much about him. I'll talk about it right now. Andy Garcia gives this fantastic performance, right? He has these scenes where he says nothing, and all he's doing is acting with his eyes. He is acting against nothing, and it's gorgeous, and you feel so much emotion, and you get so much even humor out of it. It's amazing. And he really beats up a guy in here because the director and the screenwriters, like, he beats up people. When he's doing the tough guy gangster stuff, and he's beating up this jerk who went to a prostitute. He's like, oh, he beat me up, and then he goes and beats her up. So he's for the women. He's a good guy. Jimmy the Sane. He's a good guy. And he's so good. He's just so good in this, and I love Andy Garcia. And I wish he did more. Yeah, he does do a lot of things like this, but he can. He's been doing it for years. So thank you, Andy Garcia. If you ever want to make another gangster film, give me a call. I got you. And then his friends. Christopher Lloyd plays one of the friends, and I only know him mostly from Doc Brown and from Who Framed Roger Rabbit. I haven't really watched too much of his other films, but he was such a treasure in this, right? Such a treasure. I don't know their names, but the character who played Franchise was pretty great, pretty understated performance. The person who played Critical Bill kind of stole the show, it seems. I am Godzilla and you're Tokyo. He does an amazing job. He has this really, really funny scene. He's pretty much the Michael Madsen in Reservoir Dogs character. He's the wild card. His name's Critical Bill for a reason. And again, I don't want to give too much away, but there's this brilliant scene where it's him and Andy Garcia, and he's kind of like, I want to be a point man on the job. I have changed. I've talked to therapists in jail. I want to prove myself that I'm not just Critical Bill anymore, right? I want to show people I have level head now. I'm a better person now. And then that comes back later, and in this very comical way, and Andy Garcia's eyes are just wonderful looking at him like, are you really saying this? If you've seen the film, you know what I mean, and I don't want to spoil. And then again, of course, Christopher Walken's like Christopher Walken's. All he has is his face to use. Like, everything else is paralyzed, and the dude is menacing, charismatic, funny. Like, he's the whole package. He has my favorite line in the whole film. Andy Garcia is yelling at him like, you gave me my word. And Christopher Walken goes, I'm a criminal. My word means dick. And I kind of love that, because when you watch these gangster films, it's like all this honor among thieves. And he's like, nah, I'm a bad guy, right? I do bad things. I lie. And I lied to you. Get over it. Like, I just love it. He's so amazing, so head on in this film. I love it. You should watch this film. I hope this convinced you to watch it. If it hasn't, I'm sorry, but thank you for watching. Um, I'm Jack from Minnelli Studio Entertainment saying, please like the video, give it a thumbs up, comment your thoughts on the film. I want to know what you think of Things to Do in Denver When You're Dead, right? And if you have it on Kino, like I said, this was a great 4K. I'm happy I bought it. And subscribe if you want more film content like this. I'm thinking about branching out, doing some comic book work. I love comics. I have a Star Wars video that's up showing my Star Wars books and comics that I bought recently. So I'm into a bunch of different things besides film. But film is probably my favorite thing, and everything else is afterwards. So, c'est la vie. I also got an anime collection that's coming out soon or already out. So if you haven't checked that, if you're in the anime, check that out. I got a lot of cool anime films and series. With that being said, I'm Jack from Minnelli Studio Entertainment saying, watch more movies.